생각보다 더 좋아요. Hello, 안녕하세요. I'm Shandor H. Welcome to Cinemaria, where we only talk about South Korean movies and dramas. I really should come up with a better intro. Since I promised to talk about more comedies here, I thought a comedy starring Kwak Do-won should do the trick. So let's take a look at the 2020 action comedy Golden Holiday, or Kukjesusa. The movie stars Kwak Do-won, who's usually pretty awesome, Kim Sang-ho, who's always a good presence, Kim Yi-won, who's playing a villain, again, does this guy ever play anything else? Kim Dae-myung, and others. Kwak Do-won is a police officer who has a pretty hard time financially. He has a wife and a daughter, and he's about to get into trouble because he accepted bribes along with his teammate. One day he overhears the whereabouts of his longtime friend Kim Sang-ho, who happens to be a con man who's also screwed over the detective. So he takes his family to the Philippines with the hidden agenda of catching his old frenemy, but he finds himself in a much bigger game. Everybody is about a certain treasure buried under the sea, and apparently Kim Sang-ho knows where it is. I really like Kwak Do-won. I first saw him in The Wailing, which is probably his best performance I've ever seen, but I've never seen him do a slacker job. And the fact that this movie is sort of working is in large part thanks to his performance and the writing of his character. He's as casual as a man can be, but he used to be a boxer when he was young, so he can kick some ass if he wants to. Or needs to. But what I really appreciated was how the movie was able to tell a lot about him with such simple but really well written scenes. You don't need long expositions if you can figure out a way to show a character in real-life situations. We learn really soon that he's broke. He accepted bribes once, which is another problem. He's forgetful, he forgets his 10th wedding anniversary, but his relationship with his daughter shows that he's a loving person. And all of this is shown with very simple but really well-written scenes, and they work really well. Later, as he gets more and more into trouble, he's faced with some good conflicts, some decisions he has to make, and it deepens his whole character. I really liked it. The reason I'm talking so much about this is because I think that comedies sometimes forget that just presenting funny scenes might not be enough. Sometimes characters in comedies are non-existent, and I was so glad that was not the case here, and Kwak Do-won was absolutely the best part of this movie. What I also really appreciated was the fact that although the film definitely has a lighthearted feel to it, the movie didn't try to be funny. And yes, there are some silly characters, especially two Filipino guys, but most of the time it's more about situations. And although some of them is played for laughs, as the movie progresses, the main character is getting more and more into real trouble, so even the comedic bits have some weight to them, most of the time, and it was really cool. I think if you want to watch a movie where you burst out laughing every 2 minutes, this is not gonna be your movie. In this movie is the overall vibe that is comedic, and certain characters of course, but I never once felt that it was overdone, or that it was too much, or that it was overplayed. And then there was one really funny scene in a sauna that was hilarious. But again, the situation is actually very dangerous. That's what makes it funny. That's why it works. I like these kind of things. Okay, so is Golden Holiday a perfect movie? Absolutely not. There were some sequences in the movie where they were trying to do something really stylish cinematography-wise, and well, I give them an A for effort, but I don't think that the outcome actually works really well. Some of the camera work and some of the shots felt a little... Look, it seems like it went something like this. Okay, let's do something different now. Okay, then how about if I move the camera like this? Yeah, this is different. Is it good? I don't know, but it sure is different. I still appreciate the fact that they were trying to do something a little more unique with certain shots, but I think the outcome could have been a little bit better. Also, one thing that really could have benefited the movie would have been Kwak Do-won and Kim Sang-ho having more scenes together. Their relationship in the movie is actually pretty important because neither of them trust the other, but deep inside both of them care a lot about the other. But we don't get to see this enough, and it's kinda sad because they definitely have some chemistry together. I mean, come on, these guys are awesome actors. But the movie doesn't represent this bond that they have well enough, and it's kinda sad. And there were some scenes where I felt like that not much of importance was happening. I realized about halfway through that the movie rarely delivers on the action part. Now this is not necessarily a problem. In fact, I like the fact that the movie was a little bit more grounded in that regard. But still, sometimes things should have been spiced up a little bit, because I was definitely bored sometimes. But if you want to watch a movie that has a lighthearted, fun vibe, but is still sort of grounded, where the main character works really well, and because of that the whole movie works pretty well, then I would say go for it. I'm gonna give Golden Holiday 70%. It's not a masterpiece, it's not hilarious, it's not exactly thrilling, but it's a lot better than a lot of action comedies because it's more human. A lot more human. And I like that. 여러분, 오늘은 여기까지만 해요. 영상 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 이 영상 좋아하면 구독해주세요. See you very soon. 다음 시간에 만나요, 여러분. Bye!